I'm not sure if I'm not here, but can't put me all on live screen and stuff, man. Thanks for this.
You're not the first. You definitely won't be the last.
Good morning. Today is the 19th day of November, 2025. The time is 8:41 in the morning. My name is Steve Prater. To my left is Chuck Tillis. To my right is Pete Freeman. We're at the headquarters of the Department of Corrections in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where we'll be conducting revocation and parole hearings today. Would the staff here introduce yourselves, please?
Jalen Cavalier.
Whitney Trostclair.
Francis Abbott.
Okay. And we're going to be talking to you. I believe you are Mr. Callahan, Jeffrey Callahan. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you are at St. James Parish Jail. Is that correct?
No, sir, we're at St. Charles Parish.
Okay. And would you tell me would you introduce yourself to staff, please?
Lieutenant Kimberly Ball.
Okay. Thank you for hosting us, Lieutenant. Jeffrey Callahan, what is your DOC number?
530357.
Okay. And your name is Jeffrey Callahan, correct?
Jeffrey Darrell Callahan.
Okay, and you are here on a revocation. Do you have a revocation form in front of you do you have a form in front of you that you signed about your revocation hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you understood that and signed that and all is well. You ready to proceed with this hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, your hearing today has been assigned to, Mr. Chuck Tillis to my left. He's gonna be conducting the hearing and the questioning and all of that, and then we'll entertain some questions if we have any, then we'll make our decision. Simple as that. So, Mr. Tillis?
Good morning, Mr. Callahan. How are you?
All right, sir. For you.
Good. I'm going to read some violations you did, and you can plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. Rule number 2, in that the offender failed to report monthly and whereabouts unknown from 2023 until his arrest in Wisconsin on or about 5/21/2025. How do you plead on that?
I plead guilty with a statement.
Okay, what's your statement?
Okay, like I've been gone since then, but I've contacted my parole officer several times about the situation that went on that led me to leaving. But like I was in sober living before I left, but I ended up trying to go home and take my daughter to the fair. So I was in sober living in Alexandria, Louisiana, and that week on weekends we can go home. So that weekend when I went home to take my daughter to the fair, it went all sideways with me and my in-laws behind me taking my daughter to the fair. Like me and my child mothers don't see eye to eye, and I should have never left and went. So like that was a bad choice for me leaving and try to take my daughter to the fair. I should have just stayed where I was and kept going forward with what I was doing. So like that was the beginning of wrong choices and led down the wrong road.
What year did you take your daughter to the fair?
That was in 23, like a few months after I got out of prison.
Okay. And so after then, since 25, you never got in touch with your parole officer?
Yes, sir, I have. I got a tablet in the front that shows messages and personal on his personal phone where I contact him and he knows where I was. Like they jumped me and split my head open with a fence pole and took my money and my phone. And on the way, like me trying to get away, her brother kind of shot at me. And like when I got to where I was going, somebody had already contacted my mom, and my mom was like, you know, don't do nothing stupid, and she was on the phone crying like, don't do nothing stupid, because the last time I ended up in a situation like this, that's where I caught my last charge, and I ended up going to prison for 5 years, not being able to control my anger and not thinking. So me not having nowhere to stay at the time, from leaving sober living and having nowhere to stay, like I ended up in a situation worse than what I was doing, what I shouldn't have left. I was doing
Why
good.
didn't you return when she told you to come back?
Sir?
Why didn't you return when she told you to come back on April 15th?
Who told me to come back?
Probation agent talking to you on the phone till you need to return to Louisiana.
They never told me to return. He told me after, cause one, I was in a mental health institution when I had called him then. He was like, let me know when you get out. Contact me and let me know when you get out. I contacted him several times.
Okay, rule number 3. In that the offender was not living in the listed resident in Leesville, Louisiana, and left the state without permission. How do you plead with that?
I plead guilty with a statement.
What's your statement?
Now, that residence, he know I wasn't living there for the longest because I was in the sober living program, in the sober living house in Alexandria. Me and my parole officer already know where I was. He was trying to get my parole switched from there to Alexandria because I was in sober living and I was working behind the sober living house on Maureen Street. And that was like right after I got out of prison. I ended up having to I went to mental health behind having a backflash, flashing out and not taking my meds. I ended up going to mental health. They sent me from mental health to an IOP program, from the IOP program to a sober living. Because I didn't have nowhere to stay really, because the house that I was staying at was just somewhere for me to stay when I got out of prison. And it come to find out him and my baby mama was messing around. So like I end up leaving there. And that's how I ended up going to sober living, because the police officer caught me on the train tracks, walking on the train tracks while the train was coming, and I was just really to the point like I didn't care no more.
Okay. Rule number 9. In that the offender absconded supervision, leaving the state of Louisiana without permission, making home visits impossible. So I guess you were explaining that. Well,
Yes,
how do
sir.
you?
I plead guilty.
Okay. Number 11, in that you failed to waiver expedition, was evident that governor's warrant being issued. How do you plead?
Now, like I told them, I didn't know anything that the lawyer was talking about in court. He was talking the whole time. So like I didn't understand what was really going on.
How often did you get in touch with your parole officer?
Like, well, I left in the end of 23 going into 24. So like the middle of the 24 and in 25 when I told him I was going to turn myself in. I'm the one called him and told him I was going to turn myself in.
Where were you at?
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, I saw that.
Yeah, the police report shows I walked into the police station myself. Like I haven't been in any trouble. The police wasn't trying to apprehend me. I wasn't on doing any drugs. I wasn't getting in, and like I was doing to the point where I had got myself together. And I just wanted to get this out of the way. So I called him and notified him that, like, I would just want to come home and get this out of the way, because my daughter's going to be born in January. January this year, my daughter was born. I contacted him in like March, April. So around that time, I told him I'm going to turn myself in after I spend time with my family.
Okay.
After I spent time
Anybody
with
else
my
have
daughter.
any?
Well, I just want to state that, you talked to the district manager one time, Lois LeBeau, and she told you to come back and turn yourself in. And you said, I just want to do my time. He
Yeah.
stated he wanted to do his time, but could not come back to Louisiana. He stated he was tired and just wanted to get it done. So you refused to come back.
I was already in
See, that's
jail.
the problem. We ended up having to pay to bring you back because
I-
you wouldn't abide by your condition.
How and when I turned myself in, I never talked to Miss LeBeau until I went to jail. And I never talked to her. The people in the jail talked to her. I never talked to her on my own, period. I always talked to my parole officer. I never talked to Miss LeBeau.
I don't think Ms. LeBeau would put this narrative in here and lie.
never-
You'll never make me believe Ms. LeBeau lied in this report.
I told that to my own parole officer. I never talked to her. I got the messages in my tablet in the front.
I don't have no,
I think we're ready to vote, sir. Mr. Tillis?
My vote is to revoke because you didn't vote for rule number 2, 3, 9, and 11. You didn't comply with what you were asked to do.
I concur.
Okay, and I concur. As of 8:51 this morning, your parole's been revoked. Good luck, sir.
We're waiting on your attorney. He hadn't called in yet, and we've tried to call him. So we can't do anything till we hear from him.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay?
Yes,
all
sir.
right. Hopefully we'll get back with you in just a few minutes. So just kind of stand
Sit tight.
by if you would. Thank you, staff, for having him there for us.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning. The time is 9 o'clock. We're in Baton Rouge at headquarters. You can see from our name tags who we are as far as the ones that be holding this particular parole revocation hearing. My name is Steve Prater, and I'll be handling the questioning on this particular case. And you are Mr. Michael Miller, is that correct? Am I correct there, Mr. Miller?
Can't hear me.
Okay, I can hear you. What's your DOC number, Mr. Miller?
503-600.
Okay, and you are located where? In Acadia Parish?
Sir,
Where are you located right now?
Acadia Parish.
Okay, is there any staff from Acadia Parish in the room with you?
I'm right here, sir.
Yes, sir.
Would you introduce yourself, please?
Corporal Schaefer.
Okay, all right, well, thank you for hosting us today. Mr. Miller, do you have a DOC number? I think I may have asked you for that. What is your DOC number?
503-600.
Okay, and you have a waiver in front of you. Are you holding a waiver that you signed for this parole hearing or this revocation hearing?
I didn't sign no waiver. You talking about the parole revocation question here?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. That's what I'm talking about.
About this right here?
Well, I think that's what it is. Did you sign the bottom of that?
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir. I did not. They just not giving this paper, copy paper that's just not my signature on there at all. I asked for a lawyer to be present during my preliminary hearing and my revocation hearing.
Okay, look on this.
Yeah.
Look on this thing here on the 6th day of October. Look like. Did you sign that?
No, sir. No, sir. It's not my signature, sir.
Okay.
Sir. Somebody duplicated my signature on there.
Somebody.
Ooh, that's some big allegations.
Somebody forwarded my signature on there. This is my signature right here, look. I'm gonna show you my signature, what it looks like on this other paper. This is from my,
Okay.
What grade of school you went to?
The eighth grade. This is my signature right there. That's what my signature looks like.
Step 10.
Who's up?
Okay, Michael. Okay, let me say the other one.
This is why they poured my name on there because I asked for attorney to be present at my preliminary hearing, and I was denied that right to have my counsel present at the preliminary hearing.
He can afford.
Did you hire counsel?
I have a court appointed counsel, but I'm indigent. I don't have the means.
Court appointed and being indigent, it doesn't matter. Can you read and write? Can you understand those charges against you?
To a certain extent. I would like a lawyer present because I don't know all the.
No, I didn't ask you that. You're not eligible for attorney. If you can read and write, you got to hire your own.
I can't hire.
It's in the court proceeding.
I'm indigent. I don't have the money. I don't have the means.
Yep, then.
That's, let me explain it to you a little better, a little different.
Yeah.
Okay, in court, if you're indigent, you have a right to an attorney. Once you get through the court system and you're given a sentence, then you have to abide by certain things. If you don't abide by them, you can either hire an attorney, or if you've got mental problems or don't have an education, can't read, then we can appoint you one. But you don't meet all that. Can you hire your own attorney?
No, sir, I can't hire my attorney. I'm indigent. Under 17179, appointment of counsel, parole revocation and pre-revocation hearing. It said Department of Public Safety and Corrections shall provide legal representation for each indigent parolee who is charged with violation of the conditions of his parole with respect to which he has the right to a parole revocation or pre-revocation hearing. If the indigent parolee is entitled by law to representation by counsel and the parolee requests such representation.
Just prove to me you don't need counsel because you can read, you can write, and you can do everything.
I don't understand.
Obviously, you can read because I would have had trouble reading that.
Going on, and I'm entitled to a fair trial. And anything
Right. This is not a trial. We're not gonna get through to it.
Okay, are you ready for your hearing today? You're going to have the hearing today. Are you ready for the hearing?
I would ask for a continuance of my hearing until my disposition in court is final. Because everything, all the probable cause that was established at my preliminary hearing for my revocation hearing is all supposed to be suppressed evidence, and testimony is supposed to be suppressed. So everything that was established on probable cause is going to be suppressed. I never got around to doing it because I've been out of the ACADIA parish. I've been at RIVERBEND for the last 6
Can we do a continue?
We can do a continuance, but the bottom line, we don't need a continuance. We do not have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. We do not have to prove whether they did it legally. All we gotta prove is he did illegal conduct.
I understand.
But I don't know. Let's go past him. I want to get in touch with that district. I want to get past this board signature before I get past anything.
Okay,
Just hold him right there, please, ma'am. We'll be right
we're
back
gonna
to
take
you.
a short break.
Short break.
We'll get right back with you.
Yes, sir. Now you losing me. Does he not listen?
Okay, we're back on the air. The time is 9:11. We're back on Zoom. We're talking to Mr. Michael Miller. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, don't interrupt us when we talk.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Well, that's very important. We're going to conduct this hearing today. You had a chance to hire an attorney and get one there, and you didn't do it. Even though you're indigent, you are not entitled to a state paid for counsel. We have talked to the parole officer and the witness that saw you sign that original form. Okay, so I don't want to hear anything else. We are fixing to do this hearing. Okay, whether you want to or not, we're going to do the hearing and make our determination whether you participate or not. Is that understood?
Sir.
Okay, you are accused of violating rules or conditions number 4 and number 10. Number 10 has to do with you hadn't been paying your fees. Okay, are you guilty of that or not guilty?
Yeah, I never had a chance to pay him. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a vehicle to get a job.
Okay, you're not guilty. You're guilty of that. Okay, now let's go to the more serious things. Condition number 4 says that you'll stay away from criminal conduct, and you're charged with having sold in early November of 24. You sold fentanyl to an undercover person, and you sold heroin in a separate sale to an undercover person. Are you guilty of that or not guilty of that? I'm sorry?
Sir.
He said not.
Not guilty.
Not guilty? Okay. The reports say that you are guilty. All the police reports and everything that's been written says that you're guilty of that. You're being held for those charges right now. And anyway, I think that's let me look and see if there's anything else. I don't have any other questions.
Do you want to make a statement with regard to condition number 4, your arrest?
Yes, sir. I'd like to recite the 16th Amendment, right to a fair trial. It says, every person charged with a crime is presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Correct.
Okay.
We
All right.
agree.
So,
Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, all we need to determine whether you're guilty or innocent is not the same as they needed in court.
Right.
We just need to find out if there is a preponderance of credible evidence. Okay, before we make our determination. Mr. Tillis, you got any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, I'm the one that was handling this case and I'll be the one to vote. I believe there is a preponderance of credible evidence that you sold dope to undercover people in November of 2024 on 2 different occasions, one time heroin, one time fentanyl. Therefore, my vote is to revoke your parole. Mr. Tillis?
I concur with Mr. Prater.
I concur, Mr. Prater.
Okay, you have been found to have violated conditions number 4 and number 10 of your parole agreement when you got out of jail. You are hereby, as of 9:14 this morning, your parole has been revoked. End of hearing. Thank
can I say something right quick? Oh, you no good piece of fucking shit.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. The time is 9:22. The date is November the 19th of 2025. We're at headquarters in Baton Rouge, and you can see from our name tags, we've been conducting hearings this morning, who we are. And of course, for purpose of the record, I'm Steve Frater. Chuck Tillis is to my left. Pete Freeman is to my right. You are Mr. David Peters. Is that? Good morning. Good morning. Time is 9:22. The date is Okay, are you Mr. David Peters?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is your DOC number?
552-699.
Okay, and the staff there at Allen Correctional Center, would you introduce yourself, please?
Assistant Warden Crystal Simon.
Just manual classifications.
Okay, thank you, and we'll call on y'all in just a moment at the appropriate time. Mr. Peters, your case has been assigned to Pete Freeman, who is on my right. He's going to ask you some different things and walk you through some things and get your statement and talk to the warden and assistant warden. And then we'll ask some questions and we'll make our decision. Pretty simple process. I think you're familiar with the process. Is that
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, I'm going and read some more information into the record. If you disagree with any of it, we'll discuss it. You're officially classified as a second felony offender. You have a parole date of 2/2/2018, a good time date of 9/5/2032, a full term date of 2/2/2033. You're serving 20 years total for habitual offender distribution of cocaine. Does that sound correct, Mr. Peters?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Peters, tell me what you did to get yourself put in there, and why should we consider letting you out today?
I was using drugs and selling drugs. That what got me put in jail.
Okay, and what have you done over there that makes you think you're ready to get out today?
I've done classes. I've done Big Brother. Boys to Men, AANA, SERP, Cage of Rage, Thinking for a Change, Celebrate Recovery, Financial Peace, Cage of Rage.
Yeah, you've done a lot. I'm looking at them. I got your classes. Which one of those classes did the most for you?
I'm gonna say they got a new program on our tablet called Chase the Dragon. It's a drug rehab on our tablet, new tablet. I like that one. It teaches me a lot. It teaches me what drugs do, to me and the people that I sold it to, how I messed their family up, my family. What you should do, if you're feeling like you want to use drugs, it teaches you a lot. And I'm glad I got that. We just got our tablet like 2 weeks ago. So I think that was like a blessing or something for me to see that. And like 3 days ago, one of my fellow inmates brought it to me and told me to check it out. And I've been watching it ever since. It's called Chase the Dragon. It teaches you a lot. It really teaches you everything the other classes taught you all in one.
Okay. All right. Warden, what do you have to tell us about Mr. Peters? Ms. Simon.
Mr. Peters, has been doing all the things that, he has been in his previous boards told him to do. He has put forth some effort. I've seen that. If he has the strong support on the outside, like family and other tools, I think he would benefit from that, as long as he has that support.
Okay, Warden, I appreciate that sincerity there. All right. Mr. Peters, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna hear from your supporters. Would y'all all, try to keep it to 3 minutes or less? We have a bunch of hearings today, but first we want to hear from Tamiria Chapman. Ms. Chapman? I think she's on Zoom.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Tell us what you want us to know about your brother.
My brother is a good person. Yes, he did make mistakes in his life, but he's now changed, and we support him to the best of his knowledge. And I have 5 different jobs. If y'all can let him out today, with non-victim violent crimes, he will be able to work for them, and we will take him to work and be there for him and support him as much as possible. And I think he's a changed man, and I think y'all can give him a chance, if y'all can, to let him out and be with his family. The holidays are coming up, to spend time with his family. He have a niece that's about to graduate from college. He missed all their lives, and I think he will be a changed man to come home for society and do what's right and what's best for the family. And we will support him as needed. And he also have a mom. My mom is sick. She worked 2 jobs, and she know she's tired, she's sick, and he got a house that he can come home to. We will do everything in power to keep him straight.
Okay. I thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Janice Chapman, Mr. Peter's mother. Ms. Chapman?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I want us to know about your son.
Yes, I'm David's mother. David's a good person. He made a mistake, but I'm asking you to give him another chance. I'm like my daughter said, we sick. We have our own home. I worked 2 jobs to support him, and I'm gonna be there for him. Also, he have a brother, and he's worked for the garbage truck, and he's gonna be there, and he got like 10 nieces and nephews, and I'm asking you to give him another chance to come out here and do the right thing. I believe if you give him another chance, I think David could change. So David is a very good person. Like I say, he just made a mistake, and I asked the Lord to give him another chance to come out here and do the right thing, because right now I'm sick and I need him. And I know one thing, the world is different out here today, and I know one thing. He done done enough time to come out here and do the right thing. And I'm praying, asking you, begging you, Lord knows, to give my child another chance to come out here and do the right thing. And I think he paid for his mistake long enough. And I'm begging you to please give him another chance. Because right now I'm 61 years old and I'm sick.
Okay.
And I haven't had my children together in 12 or 13 years. So I'm asking you, please, to give him another chance.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I ask the Lord to do the same thing, and I will appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Karen Dorsey, fiance.
Hi, my name is Karen Dorsey. I'm the ex-girlfriend. I've been with David on and off since we were both 15 years old. We were both now 38 years. So besides his family, I've been on this. Because as you know, he ran the streets, everybody knows what. So to see him go from that immature young man to the strong mature man that he is today, it really amazes me. We talk on the phone every day. Our conversations over the years have grown from him playing around, not taking life seriously, to the conversations now of him being ashamed for not being there for his sick mom. Conversations of him anxious to want to get home and prove that he can provide for his family the right way. We had Bible study, we pray almost every day. We talk about his dreams. I can tell you, I've never heard him talk about a dream life, but that has come up over the years. It hasn't recently. So I believe that the difference in before and now is that he has a plan set in place that he is set on accomplishing. He was told to take a class. He took multiple. He was told to stay out of trouble last time he has. I have several jobs lined up. One being my job at a printing company in the warehouse. My mom knows the supervisor at the chicken factory, and that's close to his home. That makes good money. Frito-Lay company was currently hiring providers, convicted felons. He has 2 side jobs so he can maintain multiple income, so he can't even have the time to think.
So y'all prepared.
Yes, very prepared. I would just like to say, I know it has nothing to do with me, but there's no way I would have put my life on over 15 years for someone I didn't truly believe in and think would come out, do the same thing in return. We have no kids. Again, I'm 38 years old, and I'm a firm believer that God has something to say. So pray that God touches your heart with compassion and you free to us today, because we greatly need him, and he needs to be on speaking. Be a great asset to us in more ways.
Okay.
Besides the jobs and support, what about him going to some
My church, I attend Living Faith Christian Center. They support convicts. They have programs that where I forgot the name of the courses, but I looked all of that up and talked to my pastor about it. This class is how to become a better man. It's another class that introduces felons from going from in jail to introducing them. It's a mentorship, talking to young men on the street, going around encouraging them about his past lifestyle that will keep them out of the same situations that he's in.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Ms. Hogan, and I apologize for not letting you introduce yourself at first and telling me when you wanted to speak. But if you will, go ahead now and tell us what you want us to know about your client.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Good morning to all the board members. I'm very grateful to be here today. I've represented David almost as long as I've been a lawyer. I started representing David back in 2017. As the board noted, he was sentenced in, he served approximately 13 years this November for distribution of 1/10 gram of cocaine. And I have also, like Karen was saying to you, I've also personally witnessed a change in David. Him articulating the impact that drug dealing has had on his community and on his family is profound. And in addition to that, he's taken so many classes. In addition to the classes he took while what had happened with David was he had tried to go to the reentry program some years ago, and he didn't complete the reentry program. So they multi-billed him because he didn't complete the reentry. There was actually an issue that he had with a lifer at Angola that caused him to get dismissed from the program. So he just pled straight up to the charge and been sentenced, he probably would have been home, on good time, maybe 10 years ago or 5 to 7 years ago. He tried to better himself then, and he's continued to better himself throughout his incarceration. He's 33 years old. He's a completely different person than he was. He has a strong family that love him. Karen has been there for him as long as I've been on his case. And for all of these reasons, we would ask this board to grant him release. He didn't mention it today, but he does have a plan he likes going to AA meetings. And if the board wants him to continue with that, I know that Karen has faith-based and also other support, but I'm sure that they could also find a 12-step meeting for him to attend for some time whenever he gets out, just to help his transition.
Okay, Ms. Hogan, it seems like you know him very well. I've read this case. I was on his last panel. Matter of fact, yes, I was one of the votes that denied him. And he's done what I've asked since then. He's got no disciplinary problems, and he took another class. My concern is, do you think we have done enough for the drugs? Should we send him to Steve? Should I recommend? I'm not gonna say my panel will go along with me, but do you think it would help if we send him to a DOC approved facility prior to release?
I don't know that that's necessary, just given his disciplinary record. He's taken Celebrate Recovery. He's done Living in Balance 1 and 2. He's doing other classes. He hasn't had an issue with drugs. He hasn't had any kind of contraband I think that there might have been a failed drug screen maybe 10 years ago or something like that, but he hasn't had any kind of drug write-ups recently. And he seems extremely clear-headed every time I've spoken with him and with his family. So I don't know that that is necessary. He would absolutely abide by any conditions if he's granted release to attend 12-step meetings every week and be with his family. But I think that David has articulated, I mean, he lost 13 years of his life for selling drugs and for using drugs. And he would not take lightly the chance to go to rejoin society. So I think that if this board does grant him release, he's not going to slip backwards, and anything that he needs to do, to whether it's random drug screens or going to AA meetings, he's more than willing to do that. But I don't know that Steve Hoyle would be necessary. That's just my opinion, Mr. Freeman.
Okay, well, I asked for your opinion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna just note some things, Mr. Peters. First off, I do want to state that the opposition you have was blanket opposition. The judge and the DA had no comment. You know, and you've had a very violent past and a history that's what caused my concern last time. You sound real good today. And you've been in there how long? 13 of 20 years?
Yes, sir. 13 and a half years.
Okay. And you had the one incident where you lost a good time, but we talked about that last time. I have no further questions. I'll be ready to vote when it's time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
I have no more questions.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, you know, I wrote down, go with the interview and what the warden says. So, because that's where I was stuck. It looks like you think you can make it on the outside with any further help from any kind of treatment? Or do you think you need that treatment? You tell me, do you think you need that treatment?
Yes, sir. 8 classes, I attend them.
Oh, no, I know that. I was just talking about the inpatient. Okay. All right. My vote today is going to be to grant your parole with the special conditions that you take monthly drug screens for the first 6 months.
Yes, sir.
Be random. That you go to at least 2 AA meetings a week for the first year. And then after that, if the officer thinks you don't need them anymore, then they can write to us and we'll dismiss that condition. And also, I'm not gonna put you on electronic monitoring, but I want a curfew from 9 to 6 unless you're going to work or to court. Okay, you don't need to be running the streets.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's my vote.
Thank you.
Mr. Tillis?
Mr. Peters, I voted for you last time, and I concur with Mr. Freeman. I'd like to see you stay with AA and random drug tests. So I concur with Mr. Peters.
Okay, and likewise, I'll concur also. I think that you can make it on the outside. You got good support. Please don't disappoint us. Don't disappoint yourself, and don't disappoint your sister and your fiance, because a lot of people going to bat for you. Anyway, that'll conclude this hearing. It's 9:40 in the morning, and end of the hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning. My name is Steve Prater. To my left is Chuck Tillis. To my right is Pete Freeman. We're at the headquarters in Baton Rouge. The time is 9:47 in the morning. The date is 11/19 of 2025. We're here to hear a parole request. And we're going to have a hearing from Allen Correctional Facility, and they've already introduced themselves, the staff there. Mr. James Benefield, is that you that I'm looking at?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is your DLC number, Mr. Benefield?
469928.
Okay, we're here to hear, like I say, your request. I'll be doing the bulk of the questioning, and then we'll turn it over to my friends to see if they got any questions that they need to ask you before we vote. There's not going to be anybody speaking on your behalf or in opposition to what your request is today. But I'd like to hear from you first off of what you did, why you're there, what you've done to try to convince us that you should be released earlier than your sentence requires.
Well, it was a robbery that really turned bad. We ended up tying the guy up, and I tied around his neck a little too tight and suffocated him. And while I've been locked up, I've been in numerous programs, trying to better myself and getting help from other people that been through the same situation or something similar to it that would help me out to understand why I was doing the things that I was doing.
Okay. Why were you doing them?
Wild and young. Now that I've gotten older, I've settled down and realized I need to get my priorities in order.
Okay. Did you take any victim classes?
I've taken Living in Balance phase 1, and I'm in phase 2 now. I graduate that Friday. I did pre-release. I did a few other classes.
Okay. All right. Let me hear from the warden. Warden, what you got to say?
Mr. Prater, I talked with Mr. Benefield, reviewed his record, and he has taken a few classes, but I think he still has some work to do. He still needs some more classes. He needs help on the outside. I don't think he has a residence plan ready yet or employment plan ready yet. So he needs some help. He does need some assistance. That's just my 2 cents.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. I don't have any other questions. You got any questions?
No.
What is rule violation number 24, Warden?
Unauthorized area, is that right? Unauthorized area, somewhere you're not supposed to be.
Okay, because I see he had a couple of them and a bunch of other disciplinary history. Okay, I have no further questions.
Okay, I think I'm prepared to vote. I had a lot of notes. I've looked at your case extensively, but it's apparent from the interview and from the warden's comments that you've done some work, but you hadn't done enough work. And so my vote is that this be denied. Mr. Tillis?
I'm pleased that you're trying to better yourself. And I think that, as the warden said, you probably need some more classes. I concur with Mr. Prater.
And I concur with the same. I think you need that, and you need a victim classes, and it probably wouldn't hurt you to enroll in sex offender classes, but that would be voluntarily because it's not considered a sex offender. So that's my vote today.
You got someone else? Okay, we have someone else on Zoom. Before, where we voted? Voted. It's Okay, I believe that the DA, we have already voted. We've already voted to deny this request. Is the district attorney on the phone? On Zoom? Okay, sir,
There we go. I was trying to get it to work out for the audio. So
hello?
y'all heard?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is the district attorney on the phone?
Yeah, I'm on the line. Yes, sir.
Would you tell it, we have already voted. I'm sorry that you didn't get in time. We've already voted to deny this request. Would you like to say something?
No, I thank y'all for your denial. That's what we were asking for. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling. Sorry we didn't get to you sooner. Okay,
All good.
sir, as of 9:52 this morning, your request has been denied, end of hearing, and it's the end of us at Allen Correctional Facility. We'll be signing off from that location, but we'll continue our hearings in a few minutes.
When you have to go back in? 5 years, 3 years? And go with all of Trump this time. If all of them, now we have a problem. I'm waiting them up. Still waiting.
Okay, the time is 9:57 in the morning. It's the 19th day of November 2025. The board here, as you can see, is Mr. Tillis to my left, Mr. Freeman to my right, and I'm Steve Prater. We'll be handling the revocation hearing for Mr. Henry Clifton, who is an East Baton Rouge parish facility. Is there any staff from East Baton Rouge in the room?
Yes, sir. Lieutenant Murphy.
Lieutenant, thank you for hosting us today. We appreciate that very much.
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Clifton, would you tell us, you are Mr. Clifton, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Clifton, what's the purpose of the mask?
The mask is for tuberculosis, whatever they got going on here. I'm just trying to keep myself from getting sick.
Okay, okay. Would you is that okay if you take it down for now so we can hear you and see your lips moving?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, your case, well, let's see, what's your DOC number, sir?
531107.
Okay, and have you signed a waiver form of the hearing, agreeing to this hearing today and understanding that you're gonna have a lawyer that it'd be a privately funded lawyer?
That's that paper in front of you. Yes, sir.
Okay, did you sign that paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, Mr. Tillis to my left is gonna be handling the questioning and calling on your supporters to speak. So, Mr. Tillis, would you take it away?
Good. Good morning, Mr. Henry. How are you?
I'm fairly well, sir. Thank you. Good morning.
I'm going to read some violations, and you can plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. Rule violation 4. The offender failed to refrain from criminal activities due to an arrest for simple battery on 4/10/2025. The subject was served with protective order on 7/29/2025 and was found to be in violation of the order, failing to leave the residence location 5568 Lancaster Avenue. Hearing continued 10/21/2025. Trial same date on 10/21/2025. The pending charges of simple battery was dismissed in city court. How do you plead? Guilty, not deal with the statement.
I don't know how to plead with that. I don't understand, because this is my first time being in front of the parole board. Now, I guess maybe I should plead with a statement. I suppose my statement would be that the only defense I have is that my charge was dropped. Yes, sir. And that it did not happen in accordance to how it was stated. I do not wish to waste the board's time, sir. I'm just trying to get a good understanding of how this even works. I'm not sure. I've been doing what I could to stay out of trouble.
Okay, you were arrested for simple battery. Did
I commit the simple battery? No, sir.
Okay. Tell us what happened.
Okay. So, my brother I live with, and I was in bed that morning. He was going to work, and his daughter was taking him to work, and I believe this day was her birthday. And so she took him to work and come back to the house and turned the radio on in the living room and had it vibrating the walls. And I don't know if she cared or not, knew or not, or what have you, that there was someone in the house. I believe she knew that I was in the house asleep. And so I made it known that I was in there asleep. I got up and I made my presence known, and I beckoned for the radio to be turned down. She didn't do it. And I went on and went in the living room and unplugged the stereo. She couldn't get up. She couldn't do it because she was dancing on the floor. She didn't even see me when I was beckoning for her to turn it down because she was dancing on the floor. So I walked past her and unplugged stereo. She got up off the floor and proceeded to stop me from unplugging it. And I left it alone and went back to the bedroom. She called the police. I called my brother. And he came. While they were there, they wrote me a summons. She told them that I put my hands on her. He knew that wasn't true. He pulled up from his job, drove there and talked to the police, and the police released me to him. They just wrote me a summons. And I got in the car with him and we left, and he went back to work and I went with him.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We have rule violation number 5 on 7/29/2025, while the agents were waiting for the subject to vacate the property located at 5568 Lancaster Avenue, and the subject's belongings was a machete. How do you plead?
That's not my machete. It was a shop. It was a tool shop. It's my brother's shop. I was inside my brother's shop. I wasn't in the house. I was in his shop working, doing what I was legally, what he told me I could do, what the court said that I could do. We had just went to court and got that understood that day. My witness is right here with us. My brother Orlando is on the meeting, and he has a copy of the order that the judge put in place.
Okay, we'll ask him in a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
Rule number 10, the subject failed to pay in supervisional fee and is currently $994 in the rear. How do you plead?
Plead guilty to that.
Okay. We're going to let some people speak on your behalf, which is your brother who is on Zoom. Mr. Henry, what can you tell us about your brother?
Good afternoon, Paul Borough Board. Thank you for allowing me to speak on my brother's behalf. Yes, I invited my brother to stay with me upon his release in December of 23. And he was invited to stay. I want to help him and continue to want to help him get back on his feet. I even had him doing some odds and ends jobs with me with the various things that I do. I set up sound for local bands in my hometown, and that means moving equipment, speakers, mixer, microphone, cables, and that sort of thing. So he comes with me to do those various things. I even have friends who also hire him just as a basic labor hand, helping them out in their endeavors. And he's been with me at my home ever since. The problem, the only issue was with him and my daughter. My daughter was not interested in having him at our home, and I did my best to quell her concerns about my brother. He was really just being there, just trying to do his time, his parole time, and work it down. But my daughter just simply did not want him there, and I tried to be the mediator between the two. Not that my brother was causing any kind of issue, like I said, and this is my daughter I'm talking about. I never want to go against her, but really, honestly, she did not want him there. And we were in the process of trying to find housing just so I could get some separation between the two of them. And, we were really close to that prior to him being picked up. But no, he was allowed to work in my shop. He likes electronics. He works on those, on different things. So I have all kinds of tools in my shop. And the machete happened to be one of the things that was found. Had I known that was not something that was supposed to be even around him, I would have immediately removed it. I had no idea about that kind of thing, but I've got all kinds of tools in my shop, and having access to that was one of them. So I'm sorry that he got that charge for that, but no, there was no purpose for him being charged with that, in my opinion. He's been doing his best to just stay out of jail. I believe it's time not right now, but when he got out in 23, I believe him then. He didn't want to go back. And all I'm trying to do is help him meet his criteria, try to help him find work to pay his bills and become self-sustaining again.
Okay, thank you so much for your comment.
Thank you.
We have Miss Crystal.
Yes, sir.
You go to the podium, please. Tell us what you want us to know.
More so up here, thanks for having me, but more so of a character witness for Cliff. We met, I guess, shortly after he got out in December. And he's a good guy. He had a lot of opportunity when he was out there. He did work with his brother. That's how I knew him. He worked with his brother in my sound engineering. He had a lot of opportunity because he worked on several different projects with me through other friends. I just know they had a lot of issues. The niece had a lot of issues with him being there, her personal issues, But I witnessed several things, her slamming the door and things like that. So I didn't see him do anything to her. So for the most part, I feel like it's kind of just very issues.
Okay, thank you so much for your comment. Anyone else have any questions?
And I'm listening to you, but it looks like you've had problems in the past with that temper a little bit, with that restraining order with your ex-wife and the kids, and then you go down there and I think you took a car, and then probation officer had to order you to bring it back because she had a protective order against you. What's going on with that? I mean, she said she didn't like the way you disciplined the children. How you discipline?
Well, I didn't physically discipline them, but I definitely made sure that I was stern with my children and let them know that they are beautiful and that they are children that needed to have restraint about themselves, because they were in a situation in that I'm not able to be there. So I needed them to have control of themselves and not put themselves in a position to where they would be in jeopardy.
Gotcha. I have no further questions.
I don't have any questions either. I think it's time
Mr. Henry, I agree kids should have some discipline, and you didn't physically whip them. My vote today is gonna be do not revoke.
My vote's gonna be do not revoke, but I don't want him having no more contact with that niece. And I'm ordering you to stay away from that niece. So if you got to live with that resident, you need to find another one. Cause this is gonna keep happening.
So, as we have, my brother on the line right now, that is the only residence that I have at the moment.
I'm not letting
We
back
are-
around that niece.
I'm actually saying that, she doesn't live there.
Okay, she's moved out?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And your brother also said he's trying to find a residence for you.
Right, well, when she comes to that house, you leave,
Yes, sir.
okay? All right, well, my vote's to do not revoke, but if
Okay,
you see
yeah.
that niece, you are to leave.
Okay, you have 2 votes to do not revoke, and you need 2 votes to carry the day on a hearing like this. My vote would be to revoke you. I think there's too much smoke here. And I think that immediately when you knew there was a protective order for you, you should have left that residence instead of sitting there on your computer waiting on the agents to get there to talk to you. Order of the court doesn't say you gotta not be around this residence until you've talked to your brother. It says don't be around that residence. And so I don't need you to say anything. My vote is to revoke, but I have a single vote. I got 2 that say do not revoke. So, as of today at 10:14, your parole has not been revoked. That's the end of this hearing.
You saw how they handled it.
Huh?
Not revoking you, sir. You're good.
Hello?
Okay, good morning. It's 10:22 in the morning. Today is November the 19th of 2025. We're here once again at Riverbend Detention Center. and we're going to be talking to Mr. DAMARCUS MCNEAL. I think we have everyone in that's going to be speaking this morning listed here, and we'll go over them in just a few minutes. Mr. MCNEAL, would you tell us what your DLC number is?
There you go. 706-49, sir.
Okay, and would you tell us, introduce yourself to us? I said what your name is, but I want to hear you say, what is your name?
DAMARCUS Deshaun McNeil.
Okay, we're at Riverbend Detention Center, sir. The staff, would you introduce yourself, please, sir?
My name is Lieutenant Jonathan.
Okay, Lieutenant, thank you for hosting us this morning. Mr. DAMARCUS MCNEAL, you are accused of violating certain conditions of your parole, and that's what we're here to talk to you about this morning. The first one is about a domestic violence or a domestic battery that occurred on 4/7 of 2025. And in that case, I believe you pled guilty to criminal mischief. Is that okay? A violation of rule number 4. Are you guilty of that or not guilty of that violation?
I am not guilty of the domestic. They didn't want to drop it, so they just made me put it out to the criminal mischief. But I'm not guilty of the domestic abuse.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry. Can I get on the record, please?
Yes, sir. I'll call you in just a moment. Okay, when we talk about some
Yes, sir. Thank you.
First one I talked to.
That's the attorney.
Yes, sir, I know. Yes, sir, and so your plea on that is going to be that the arrest occurred, but that you were not guilty of the offense. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. They dropped it. They dropped the domestic and just gave me a 60-day credit for time served on a criminal mischief.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. And the second one is the rule that you're that we're here to discuss is rule number 10 or condition 10, where you owe $315 fees. Is that guilty or not guilty of that, or guilty with a statement or not guilty with a statement?
I'm guilty with a statement because whenever I discharged from CATAHOULA in October 30th, I had went to the parole board, and the probation and parole office in Norbury, and I had signed up, but I didn't hear from my parole officer until in the January, beginning of February. And before the Christmas break, I called back to the parole office, the parole office in Norbury, and told them that, hey, I've been home, such and such, and my parole officer.
Yes, sir. Let me stop you for just a second. I was just trying to get the preliminaries done here. So we'll have a chance to get into your total statement and all in just a minute. Let's hear from your attorney before you go any further, and we'll talk to let's see, Mr. Darren Matthew Johnson. Is that correct, Mr. Johnson?
That's correct. I want to thank the board for accommodating me today. I wanted to also apologize to the board. I didn't know that this matter was going to be set on this date before I'd scheduled another motion hearing. So I'm in between hearings right now, and I know that the board had called me originally, and I couldn't answer because I was in court. So I want to thank the board for giving me this opportunity to speak on behalf of Mr. McNeal. I would like to tell the board, while I represented Mr. McNeal probably, I guess about 6-7 months before I was able to get the charges dropped, he's been out of 25 years of me doing it, he's really been an ideal client. He's expressed remorse to me. He's an articulate young man, and I really, really believe that he has a bright future ahead of him. The reason I was able to get the charges reduced was because the alleged victim, I think she's on the Zoom now, Miss Chloe, she had admitted that he had never hurt her, never harmed her. There were no pictures or any type of evidence of any signs of abuse what happened in that case was that there was a little bit of bickering and arguing, and the neighbor called the police. Miss Chloe, the alleged victim in the case, never called the police. I was able to share these issues with the prosecutor, and he just he agreed with me, dropped the charges down to what was it, criminal mischief.
Yes, sir.
And that's kind of where we are at this point. So I would
right, and everything
that's
you said.
pretty-
Yes, thank you.
Sir?
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Your
sir.
video is frozen for just a moment, and
Okay.
but we did hear what you said, and I was going to reaffirm that according to the police reports is what we've got. It says the same thing that you're saying, that the neighbor called, that there may have been it may have shoved each other one time, but there was no pictures, no damage to her, and that she even told the police at the time, because many times we come across cases where the victim recants, but in this particular case, the victim didn't have to recant because they already were telling the police nothing happened.
Right.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that we have that information.
And one other thing, if I could address to the board, if he does owe $300 or whatever it is, my office will volunteer to pay it. I don't know if it's outstanding, but he recently has a child that was born, and I need this young man. I think society needs this young man back in the mainstream of work, and so that the state can stop taking care of Mr. McNeil, and the state won't have to take care of his newborn child as well. But Mr. Board, I tell you that you called it exactly right. That's the reason why I was able to get the charges reduced to criminal mischief. And that's all I have to say, Your Honor.
But thank you, sir. And thanks for calling me Your Honor. I've never been called that. Okay. You're used to addressing that.
I'm just used to that for 25 years.
Okay. Yes, sir. Now let's speak to we have two people that want to address, and please keep your remarks as short as you feel like it can be, because things are looking good. Okay, so Miss Chloe I'm not even trying.
Cuvier.
Cuvier. Okay. Yes, would you speak to us and tell us a little bit about what you got to say?
Yes, sir. My name is Chloe Cuvier. They're saying I'm a victim in the case, but honestly, he's never put his hands on me. He's never done anything like that to harm me, sir. It was all a misunderstanding with the neighbor.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, thank you. I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yes, sir.
I think it'd be best.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's speak to Maria Mosley. Thank you for being on the Zoom with us also, and you are a former employer, I believe it is. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm Maria Mosley with Conrad Industries. I do work in HR, and I'm just here to just give just some hire dates. Mr. McNeil was hired December the 12th of 2024, all the way through April the 10th of 2025. He was a very good employee, very respectful young man, never had any write-ups, and also has the potential to be a very good employer and a very good welder. Never had any complaints from his supervisor concerning Mr. McNeil.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate you taking the time to let us know that also.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. McNeil, is there anything, I didn't mean to cut you off to get to your attorney, but I wanted your attorney to be able to be on there to advise you if you need to say anything. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Well, tell you what, instead of you giving a statement, let me just ask you a question. You were ordered to take a domestic violence. Have you had a chance to go to that domestic violence court?
No, they said once I get released, I have to show back up to Morgan City Courthouse to get the address or something to where I have to go to to do it. I can't. They don't offer them classes here in Riverbend.
Okay, but and you're gonna do that. We can trust that you get that taken care of, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Immediately.
I think that I'm prepared to vote. I'll ask my folks if they're
I'm ready to vote.
okay. I'll be the first to vote, and my vote is that you not be revoked, that you take that class like you're supposed to, and that you be released.
I concur with Mr. Prater.
I concur with Mr. Prater.
Okay, congratulations today at 10:32. Your parole has not been revoked, and please take that test. I mean that course as you were ordered by the court, even though it wasn't a domestic violence. I think the court wants to cover themselves and get that done. So take that. It'll be all straight. And Mr. Johnson, thank you for appearing today.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it, and I really believe in Mr. McNeil. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Okay, good morning. It's 10:40 in the morning. Today's date is November the 19th of 2025. We're in Baton Rouge at headquarters of the Department of Corrections. My name is Steve Prater. To my left is Chuck Tillis. To my right is Pete Freeman. And we're here to talk to Mr. Michael Potter, who is at Ouachita Parish Correctional Center. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and is anybody with the staff there at Ouachita Parish?
Yes, sir. Mr. Goss.
Would you introduce yourself, please?
Deputy Goss.
Okay, thank you for hosting us today. Mr. Potter, would you tell us what your full name is and your DOC number?
Michael Eugene Potter, 564812.
Okay, and do you have a sheet of paper in front of you that you signed that is a waiver for this revocation hearing?
Sir? Yes, sir.
And you have that piece of paper in front of you and you signed that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, thank you. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. Oh, excuse me, you're Mr. Freeman on my right, and he's going to be taking your case from here on out, asking you some questions, and then we'll come back and vote and see what we decide as far as your revocation goes.
Okay, Mr. Potter, I'm gonna read your violations, and as we go through them, we're gonna discuss them. You can plead not guilty or guilty, and we'll discuss what went on. I will submit a monthly report by the 5th of every month until I complete my supervision. I will also report to my parole officer when ordered to do so. You have not reported to probation pro since 9/3/2024. It said you pleaded guilty to that violation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any particular reason you couldn't report? Because it's gonna be dealing with the next one too. I mean, you was in Florida in prison for a while, correct?
Sir?
You was in Florida for a while. Not in Florida. Okay. So any particular reason you were not reporting?
No, sir. A few times I was in the hospital, but
okay.
Other than that, no, sir.
Okay. Let's see, condition number 4. I will not engage in criminal activity, nor will I associate with people who are known to be involved in criminal activity. I will avoid bars and casinos. I refrain from illegal use of drugs or alcohol. On 3/22/25, you were arrested by the Ouachita Parish Sheriff's Office for human trafficking, indecent behavior with juveniles and produce, manufacture, distribute, and possession of Schedule 2. How do you plead to that charge?
Not guilty.
Okay, and what's your statement on that? Why are you not guilty?
Because first, a lot of those charges I don't even know anything about. I didn't hear nothing about it till I got here, and that's why I was not trying to provoke myself, because I felt like by all the months that I've been here, this would have been thrown out by now because it's not true. But I'm still going through the process, so they told me after every 6 months that they gotta bring it back up, and I've been here over 6 months. So when they brought it back up the second time, they just said I have to go to revocation hearing.
Okay. Tell me about the trafficking.
That's what I don't know. I didn't hear nothing about that till that day. I don't know anything about that.
Trying to pawn off those 2 girls for sex?
No. I don't know anything about that.
Be superstars. This come from your account now. And they trace this back to your account. I know you're ready for some blank, I'm not gonna say what, and smoke some weed. You're gonna meet superstars that want you. It costs $5,000 to even talk to you, and if you decide to have sex with him, he paid $2,500 or more for some of the best in the world.
I was that night that was being said. That's taken out of context. That was me getting on my daughter's tail for the crazy stuff that she's doing, and I wish I had my wife here to vouch for this. That was all that was me fussing at her. That was me talking like because of the stuff she's doing and the stuff she's got in trouble for. I'm like, come on now, you doing bad, you making bad decisions, and it's like it's been almost altered because it don't show me like telling her that she don't got to do this. She's better than that. She's a good person. It don't show none of that. It's just like she's then took something and twisted it up, and that's what and I have with my
How can
my
you
wife.
twist that up? You got to explain this to me. I mean, the per play talks about the amount of money that she would get to do it. You're gonna set it up. I mean, how is that teaching them something? I mean, I just don't understand the context of it.
Okay, the thing was okay. She's been like the daughter that's supposed to been did all this. She was like running away, and my other daughter, she was doing stuff like she even like she caught a disease or something, and I'm like y'all making bad decisions, and it was more of a the way it looked right there and the way it's looking right there is almost trumped up. I wish my if my wife was here, she could tell you the true facts and how it was really said and how it was really going. But I mean that sounds crazy. But I mean that's why I'm
How,
still fighting it.
how old are your daughters?
Uh, 18 and 17 now.
Okay.
Anything ever happened between you and your daughters?
No.
All right. Okay. I have no further questions.
Okay. Where does the dope deal come in?
In the arrest report, this preliminary hearing did not go into anything.
Possession with intent.
Right.
You said
I took possession of EME and narcotics. Confidential guy drove to your apartment and he purchased some meth from you. What about that?
still fighting it. That's why I don't know nothing. I don't know where none of this come from. The apartment they say I was staying at, I wasn't even staying there when this allegedly happened, but that's why I'm still fighting it. That's why I didn't revoke myself in the beginning.
Okay. And you're not a drug dealer.
No, sir.
You don't use drugs.
I have used drugs before, yes, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, I think we're prepared to vote, Mr. Freeman.
I find you in violation of condition number 4. My vote is to revoke.
Mr. Tillis?
I concur with Mr. Freeman.
And I concur with Mr. Freeman. Because of violation number 4, we hereby vote to revoke your parole at 10:48 this morning. Parole vote in here. Thank you.
That's it.
You ready? Oh, yeah, we coming. I just texted them too. What is waiting? Yeah, let's go on, right? Camera. Right. You see that? See back on screen. Dun, 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 dun. What is this? Oh, the website.
Good morning. The time is 10:53 in the morning. The date is November the 19th of 2025. We've gone to Zooming with Livingston Parish Jail. Is that correct? Okay, Your Honor, I think you may be muted.
Yes, sir. It's Livingston Parish Detention Center.
Okay, would you introduce yourself, please, ma'am?
My name is Sergeant Jennifer Gomez with the Livingston Parish Detention Center Classifications Division.
Okay, thank you for hosting us today. And we are talking to Mr. Robert Johnson, I think. Mr. Johnson, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, doing good. And would you please tell us what your DLC number is?
It's 591157.
Okay. And do you have a waiver in front of you that you signed that says that you about this revocation here and it discusses your rights? Do you have that?
Yes, sir, I do. Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right, and you did sign that.
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay. Your case is being handled this morning by Mr. Tillis, Chuck Tillis, who is on my left, and I'll turn it directly over to him to get into the preliminaries with you.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. How are you?
Good morning. Doing fine.
Good. We have some violations that have been violated, and we'd like to get your plea of guilty, not guilty, or with the statement. The subject was allegedly engaged in criminal activity on or about 11/26/2024, which led to his arrest by Livingston Parish sheriffs, and has been charged with battery of a dating partner and aggravated assault upon a dating partner. The 21st JDC originally billed only the aggravated assault upon the dating partner and then amended the plea to disturbing the peace. The conviction was on about 9/2024/2025. He received a parish jail time. The subject was also drug tested on 11/27/2024 and tested positive for amphetamines and methamphetamines. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with the statement?
On the drug screen?
Yes.
Guilty on the drug screen.
And what about the aggravated battery on a dating partner?
No, sir, not guilty.
Not guilty. What happened? Tell us what happened.
I met the girl through a friend. I've known her several months. She found out I was cheating on her. Upset her terribly. I tried to leave, and when I left, I don't know if she thought that I was going to the other girl's house. I don't know what she thought, but when I left, that's when she said she was calling the cops. And I left, and she called them.
Okay, did you put your hands on her or anything? Did you hit her?
No, sir, I did not. And when I was leaving, I asked her, "Why are you calling the cops?" And she started scratching herself and popping herself like that. But I know, sir, I never threatened her. I never touched her, and I most definitely never pulled a knife on her. No, sir.
Why did you plead to disturbing the peace?
The cops were called. She was upset. Yes, sir. I'm guilty of that. Yes, sir.
Did she tell them that you hit her?
According to her statement, she did. Yes, sir.
To show them the scratches and.
I wasn't there. I was coming. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But you saw her scratching herself and hitting herself?
Yes, sir. I did. Yes, sir.
Okay, I have no more questions.
Okay,
I have a question.
I don't have any questions.
Are you still seeing this person?
No, I have not had contact with. No, sir. I'm not.
You know, I've seen this happen too often, that the situation you said, and men like yourself get thrown in. My vote today is going to be do not revoke for charges number 4.
My vote is going to be to revoke. I find you in violation of condition number 4, and you actually did plead to disturbing the peace. So my vote today is to revoke.
My vote also is to revoke because of the drug screen. I think that when you got that kind of drugs in your system, that you violation of your parole condition number 4, and also because of the plea to simple disturbing the peace, excuse me. So as of 10:59 this morning, your parole has been revoked.
Okay.
Yep. All right, good morning. My name is Steve Prater. We're in Baton Rouge at the Department of Corrections headquarters. The time is 11:05. The date is 11/19 of 2025. To my left is Chuck Tillis. To my right is Pete Freeman. As I said, my name is Steve Prater. We're here to talk to you about a revocation hearing and give your day in court, you might say. Tell me what your name is, sir.
William Jason McGee.
And what is your DOC number?
438-544.
Okay, do you have a waiver in front of you that you signed reference to this revocation hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you signed that, and you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you are a CATAHOULA Correctional Center, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is anybody there in the staff with you? Is anybody in the room that is on staff?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start this. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis.
Somebody,
Yeah, need me in here? I can hear everything. Do I need to be in here?
Okay, would you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Sergeant Tabby Barfield. I'm a little
Okay.
law.
Okay, thank you for hosting us. We appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hey, Mr. Tillis, would you go ahead and
Mr. McGee, how are you today?
Fine, and you?
Good, good. There are some rule violations that are in question 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to go over them and ask you a question. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement.
Yes, sir.
Rule number 2, you failed to report for the months of May, June, July, August, and September 2025 after being instructed to report monthly. How do you plead?
I plead guilty to this. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I admit my fault. I did not report as I was told to. And I ask y'all please accept my apology for that. Only thing I can say is it's not an excuse, but it's being truthful with y'all. I was either in the hospital or I was at work. And again, I apologize, for that. And that's no excuse. That's all honest. That's all I can be, And I said tomorrow I turn 50 years old tomorrow, and this month makes 7 years I've been clean and sober.
Okay.
And, that means something to me. That's more than I've done in years. But I just if y'all show favor in me, I first thing I do is go see my PO. I look and see what the problem is, and I understand that but that's what I got to say. I thank you.
Okay, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Rule number 3, on or about May 25th, you moved from your listed resident without permission, making your whereabouts unknown. How do you plead to that?
So I have not moved nowhere. I have not.
You've not moved?
No, sir. I have not. I live at my sister's house, and that's where I live at.
Okay. On 4/22/2025, McGee admitted to Officer Norman he would test positive for methamphetamines if tested. How do you plead?
So I take a blood pressure medication. It's called Lebetamol, and it shows a false positive for methamphetamines, and that's what he wouldn't he wouldn't understand that, but that's what would show up. Would be my medication. It's spelled the spelling of it is LABETALOL. 100 milligram tablets, and they show a false positive for methamphetamines, and that's what it would show up. But when I got arrested, I my drug screen, I passed it, everything, but I've been clean for 7 years old. But
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
My medication is what will show up.
Okay, so you're not taking medication right now?
Yes, sir, but it shows a false positive, not that every time, but it will show a false. It can show a false positive, and that's what I will try to explain.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have some people to speak on your behalf. Miss Stacy Haley. Is she on Zoom? She's on Zoom.
I'm unmuted. I'm unmuted. I don't know why the camera's. Okay.
But you want
Okay, here I am.
Yeah, you.
Here I am.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what you'd like us to know about Mr. McGee.
Well, I actually wrote a letter. I don't know if it got sent into parole. I'm not sure where it went. I sent it somewhere, and I thought it was supposed to get sent into parole.
I think we got it.
And it stated everything that I thought needed to be said, on behalf of my brother. I felt like he was doing pretty well. He did not move out of my house. I don't know where that actually came from that said he moved. He didn't. But I thought he was doing well. You know, he started working for Chris Ryan. He has a salvage. Just a minute, baby. He has a salvage auto shop yard, and he really commended him on his work ethics, and he actually called me last night stating that, you know, he really hopes to get him back as soon as possible, that he loved his work and hopes he can return to work as soon as possible. He's already called me this morning to see if I'd heard anything on his hearing, and I think Jason was doing well, and I think, as I stated in my letter, Jason does have certain mental issues due to a wreck he had years ago. And when he went to work for Chris back in July, it gave him, I feel like, a certain purpose that he needed in life. And losing daddy at the young age he did, and then his life and with his wreck, Chris has been a great influence on him, and Chris has been good to him, and he's worked hard for Chris, and it give him motivation, and it give him purpose to want to do good and want to be a better person. And you know, Jason is a great person, and he is a hard worker, and he has great motor skills, and he has great skills in work ethic and work skills he can do if he applies himself. And I think he had been doing great. Other than what, I mean, besides he knew he had a couple of charges on him down in CATAHOULA Parish. He was trying to avoid getting picked up on those charges. So I believe that was his reasoning behind not reporting, in his mind, not reporting for those few months to avoid getting picked up on those charges, because he thought he would try to get those charges took care of in order to not go to jail over that. So in that process, it got him in trouble over here with this parole officer. So with all that, when he did get picked up, they dropped those charges down there, but then he's still in trouble with parole. So if he could get this straight, I believe he would do well. He's got a good boss. He's behind him 100%. I'm behind him 100%. He's got a good place to live. He's got a good job. And he's got people behind him standing for him that's going to try to help him all they can.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now we're going to hear from his parole agent, Mr. Norman.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. Tell us what you know about Mr. McGee.
So, Mr. McGee has been on, this is his 6th time on supervision, whether it be probation or parole, and I'll briefly go over his history. Going back 2001, he's placed on probation in April of 2001. He made it 4 months, got arrested. He was released 1 month later. He was arrested again another month later, got out, was sent to rehab, stayed in rehab for 3 months, got out of rehab, made it 5 months, was arrested again, and he was revoked on that probation. He got out on parole in 2002, but he was released to a detainer. He actually full-termed out. When he was released, he had 2 days left on parole, so he full-termed out. He got a new felony conviction in 2003. September 23rd, 2003. He made it less than 3 months before being arrested. He was sent to Don Francois, completed treatment. Got out of Don Francois in July of 2004. He made it 5 months before being arrested, and he was eventually revoked on that docket. He was released again on good time parole in 2008. He made it 4 months before being arrested. He was released after a month. 3 months later, arrested again. He was served. He did a technical. After the technical, he got released, and he full-termed out approximately 4 months after that. In 2015, another felony conviction. He was released on good time in March of 18. He made it approximately 9 months before getting a new felony charge. He was revoked on his probation and his parole. That would be his third time being revoked. He got out on the current docket on December 9th, and he absconded. I requested a warrant in May of this year.
Thank you so much.
Not to mention, he also has a prior DWI fourth conviction.
Thank you so much, Mr. Norman.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Norman. Did we check and see if that whatever medication he said would cause him to test positive for meth? Because I see he got meth convictions. And
he
then,
does.
Okay, so did you check and see if that blood pressure would show that?
So when he admitted to me he would be positive in the office, there was no mention of any blood pressure medication. When he was arrested on this warrant, I called the jail and asked them to drug screen him because the jail is about 45 minutes from where I was. And they called me back, said he was refusing because his medicine would make him test positive. He ended up taking the drug test and he was clean.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. Thank you, sir.
yes. Yes, sir.
Good job. Good job. Thank you. I have no more questions.
Mr. Freeman, any questions?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay, and I have no questions. I think it's ready for the vote.
My vote is going to be to revoke today. For rule 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, rule violations 2, 3, and 4, revocation.
Mine is the same. He's been on too many times to be absconded. He knows he's got to keep in touch in the positive drug screen. 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, and likewise, my vote is to revoke. Mr. McGee, I know you've been told this before, but you got to get a hold of your drug problem. I think that's the essence of your problems, and you've got to do something with that. As of 11:18 this morning, you are hereby revoked.
Also, no, actual officer ain't hearing me. There's no officer here. No.
Hello, can y'all hear us?
Wait, we're not ready yet.
They said not ready yet.
You said what?
I'm not gonna say not ready.
Okay.
Okay, the time is 11:32 in the morning. The date is still November the 19th, 2025. We're in Baton Rouge at Department of Corrections headquarters. My name is Steve Prater. To my left is Chuck Tiller. To my right is Pete Freeman. We're here to talk to Mr. Let's see, Richard Pollock. Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is your DLC number, sir?
765-809.
Okay, and you are at the Iberia Parish Jail, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And is anybody with staff there in the room with you?
Right here, sir.
Yes, sir, Deputy Brittany Moore.
Okay, Deputy, thank you for hosting us. We appreciate the effort. Okay, sir, do you have a revocation waiver form in front of you that you signed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Do you have that? Do you see that?
I have read the that this.
Yes, sir, that's
Yes,
correct. Did you sign that?
Yes, sir. It's a revocation waiver.
Yes, sir, that's what it is.
Question, just about whether you're entitled to a term.
Okay.
Did you sign that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, that's what I want to make sure. Okay, your case this morning has been assigned to Mr.
Me, Freeman.
Excuse me, Mr. Freeman.
Okay, all right, Mr. Poole, I definitely, instead of going through all of this, the bottom line was they issued you a reprimand. They wasn't gonna revoke you, but the residence plan was unsuitable. Have you found another residence plan?
So this is my thing. I'm really a resident of Florida, okay?
Yes, I know, and you went back there and did your time. I read all of your stuff. Couldn't come back here. I don't find you in violation of nothing. We just need to find a residence plan for you.
All right. So I'm under supervision in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already in the transient program there. And I was asking, could I go back and concurrently have this with my transient program down under there? You know, in the transient program there, they several times a week.
I know what the plans are in Florida. They'll let homeless people be on supervision, and they go visit them and see them. They just got to report more often.
Yes, sir. And they
correct, basically.
Yes, sir. And they come see us nightly. An officer comes out nightly and see us, and we're wearing the monitor. I was already successfully under that, you know. So I'm just asking them.
It's hard for us to send you to that.
Sir?
Then it would be trying to transfer you to Florida without a residence plan. I don't know if Florida would even accept that.
They've already spoken with my people and said they had no problem accepting Louisiana supervision and running it concurrently with what I have there.
Dude. If the panel got to concur, I mean, we can go back through all these violations, but like summarizing them up, the basic thing was that you don't have a good residence plan. So I'm gonna, well, it's not gonna be my vote, but it's my turn to vote. I know what I want to do. I'm gonna make them resubmit that application as a transient and see if Florida will take you. Now, if Florida don't take you, you sit right there, you understand?
Yes, sir. I have one more thing. Can I speak on that?
Yeah, hurry up. What you got?
Okay. When I had finished my time here, I was being held in St. Mary Parish. I had to submit an address here in Louisiana.
Right.
And then they didn't extradited me to Florida for my charges there.
Right.
That address was still met all requirements, okay? But they said some law had changed about.
I read your, no, it wasn't nothing what the law out changing. They had, kids in the residence. And they had a strong odor of marijuana in the residence is why it was, disapproved.
Okay, no problem.
That's why it was not approved. They said that they smelled marijuana and children did live at the residence.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions?
I have no questions.
I have no questions.
Okay, my vote today is gonna be to do not revoke and and ask that the probation office submit a residence plan as a transient. And upon acceptance, allow you to leave and go back to Florida. That's
Thank you.
I concur with Mr. Freeman.
Let me finish writing all this down and then I'll concur. So you're saying probation officer to submit a residence plan?
We'll send a transfer request, see if they'll accept him like that. They don't have to, but they may.
Okay. Well, I'll concur. That doesn't make sense. So I concur with that also. Okay, as of 11:38 this morning, you have not been revoked, but you have to get we have to get the probation officer to submit the residence plan and try to get that paperwork straight, and then you'll be allowed to go to Florida. Okay.
Thank you.
They will come get in touch with you. Well, they won't have to because it's basically as a transient. So that's gonna go straight to their headquarters. Okay.
All right. As of 11:39 this morning, you have not been revoked, but you do have some conditions that have to be met before your release.
Release upon approved residence plan.
And that'll conclude our business at that particular facility there at Iberia Parish. So we're through there and we are through with our hearings for today. The time is 11:39. So the parole board at Baton Rouge headquarters will be signing off with no more business as of today.